I'm sorry. Go ahead. How
Hey,
old
how
are
you
you?
doing?
How,
Can you
what,
hear
how old are
me?
you, by the way?
I'm 32.
All right. Why do you think I hate black women?
I don't believe that you hate black women. Only problem that I do have with you is, well, let me ask a question before I just assume. um, do you do shows like this about black men?
Okay, that's not the topic, and that's not the subject. And let's just say for the sake of argument, I don't. So what? Let's just say for the sake of argument,
So
I
if
don't.
it's
Let's just say for the sake of argument, I don't do shows about black men. Does it change the validity of what I'm
okay,
talking about?
so if you don't do shows about black men, then you're causing a bigger problem down
No,
here.
no, no, no. I asked you a
For
question.
the
No, hold on, hold on, hold on. I asked you if I don't do shows about black men, period, comma. If I don't do shows about black men, comma, does that fact change the validity of what I do talk about? Yes or no?
well, no, it don't change the topic, but
Then
it's
okay.
just
Oh no, no. So stop right there. So let's stop right there. Whether or not I do shows about black men, the validity of my arguments and the shows I do is there. Just like you don't ask daytime TV, who had free reign from the late 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, who had nothing but programming about how men ain't shit, black men in particular. Where are the men's TV shows? Where are the shows about men? You didn't ask daytime TV that.
well, you when you come on the camera, you talk about a lot of, you know, black encouragement things. But then when it comes to situations like this, you only being biased on one side.
No, no,
So
no,
then
no. That's not true.
eventually
First off, that's
you
not true. That's not true. I
it
granted your
it is
argument. No,
true.
no, it is not true. It is not true. It is not true. Because number one,
How
because I spent 3 years talking to men. That's been discussed so many different times. But I granted
but
your
you didn't
arg.
you got
Hold on. I granted
one.
you don't overtalk me. You don't overtalk me. That's this is what don't do. I'll unmute you. Go unmute yourself, please. You can't overtalk me. People can't hear us, ma'am. I gotta say, you've already said that whether or not I talk to men, that does not change the validity, whether or not what I'm saying about women in my shows is valid.
No,
That's the only point. That, ma'am, if my shows are valid, asking me to talk about men doesn't change what I say about women. True or
I'm
false?
I'm not saying that. That is
True or
not what I'm
false? But true or false? I want to be clear on the logic. True or false?
yes, it's
Okay.
true.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not saying anything that you say to the women is incorrect. I 100% stand behind you on half of a lot of the women do not take accountability of what they're doing. My problem is when it comes to the men, is not getting talked about or they not going back and watching those shows. They only see these viral shows that's coming out. So they're the men, the modern day men that's down here at the bottom with me, they're just watching the shows and just taking in heed of what the things you're saying. So when they run into a woman like me, they're automatically going to
Oh,
be afraid.
hold on, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. I call bullshit. I'm tell you
I
why I
don't.
call. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why I call bullshit. Oprah. Hold on. Oh, no, no. You. Where are the cries for balance in black programming from when women are making it? I don't hear you guys crying for balance. You got one black man, and since not even 2 years, and it seems to be your overall. Well, why don't you talk about men? Forget the fact that I spent 3 years documented talking to men. All those videos are still up. Women like yourself seem to just overlook that and then expect
No,
me
no,
stop and then expect me to be responsible for what I say and then how you say that these modern men are going out there. That is a bullshit argument, man. Those men have their own minds. Number one, they can make their minds up
they
about what they're saying.
don't. I'm living with them. I'm telling you.
They do have their own mind. See, this is that whole we want balance. It's only balance when it starts getting hot for them. There was no request for balance. Bottom line, ma'am, you said what I said was valid. I'm not going to change what I'm doing. If you want balance, then you go talk to the men. But I want you to also go out to the media complexes and start asking for equal representation for daytime men's TV. This is the nutso argument. So because I don't talk about women enough, I don't talk about men enough, that don't make me hate women. Come on. I'll put it back up there. The Ask Godfather link popped off. All right. So here's what it. There it is. Interview. Hello, Tiffany. Unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear
Hello.
me?
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. All right, Tiffany. Why do you think I hate black women?
Okay, so I don't feel like you specifically hate black women. I feel like you don't like women in general. Not necessarily like just black women specifically, like because I've been watching it. So I've watched you for a while now.
What
So I
does that
feel
mean?
like it's
What does that mean? I don't like women in general.
I mean, like, as far as you don't like us as the way I always tell my husband that I don't like you personally because you're an asshole.
You don't
And
know
I
me
feel like
personally, so you can't say that. You can't
okay, well,
say you
I
don't know.
don't like you as a person
You don't
that I
know
do
me as a
not know.
person. You don't know me as a person, ma'am. All you know me is from a YouTube channel.
Yes, correct.
But I need you to
But
get back to why I don't like women, why I don't like half the population.
because I feel like the way you speak to women is very assholish. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not like you
Assholish meaning direct.
could be direct and not be an ass.
Okay, well you haven't substantiated what asshole is.
The way you speak, like, okay, so for instance,
Let me ask you a question, Tiffany.
yes,
How often have you? Let me ask you several questions. How long have you watched my program?
for about almost a year now.
A year. Okay, so every woman that comes on the show, when I engage them on the call, I immediately go to being an asshole, as you would say.
Not immediately, no.
Okay, no, not immediately. Then what precipitates that event, Tiffany?
If you don't like something, it's automatic asshole.
No, ma'am, it's not. There have been plenty of
If
people who, excuse me, ma'am. There's a video up right now with a 37-year-old black woman from Jamaica where I talked to her for an hour, and there was no asshole. And I didn't like several of the things she was saying. There's plenty of videos up there, ma'am. You're outright wrong. What precipitates that is usually when someone gives me an attitude. I reflect back what's at them.
I mean, but you can handle it
Ma'am,
differently.
I
Whether
handled it the way I hand. No, ma'am. So you want me to take bad treatment, disrespect, and handle it?
no,
Excuse me. Let me finish. I'm the coach, the consultant, and what I do is effective. I mirror back what someone's giving me so they can see themselves and make a correction. Let me ask you a question. What are you? Do you work?
yes,
What's your profession?
I'm in the medical field. I'm a nurse.
All right. Now, have you ever worked any time in the ER?
Yes, I was on the EMT. I'm in
Okay,
EMT
great. So
as
when somebody comes in critical condition, do you have time to worry about each other's feelings, or you got to get shit done to save somebody's life?
you have to save the life.
Somebody could easily say that nurse Tiffany's a bitch, but I bet you that the person whose life you save says thank you.
I mean, yes, of
No,
course.
no, ma'am. Okay. So I'm at work, and depending upon the level of trauma and the triage necessary, I may need to go stop the bleeding before we get to the bedside manner. How come you can do that in your job and I can't do it in my job? Why does that make me an asshole, but you a professional?
Because I don't talk to people, even if you're in trauma, I still can't talk to a trauma victim
Who
the way
said you're
you
talking
talk
to a
as
trauma? The person in the trauma don't hear you, but the people you work with. You mean the people you talk?
Even the people that
Okay,
I
ma'am.
work with, I still wouldn't talk to them.
First off, ma'am, I'm not a therapist. I'm not here for your feelings. I'm a coach and a consultant. Understand that.
I understand.
And understand if you don't like it, then turn the channel. But here's the
Okay.
thing: I am not a woman, and I'm not going to speak to women like a woman. Does your husband watch the show as well?
Yes.
Is he an
He's been
asshole?
watching it for longer
Is he an
than.
asshole as well?
Yeah, I'd say he is too.
Uh-huh. So why don't you divorce him?
I will.
That's funny.
I thought it was a joke, but
No,
apparently
no, no. I really wasn't. I don't play with breaking up families. But see, if you could be married to an asshole, assholes get shit done. Pussies don't.
not necessarily, but
Lady, I'm not going to debate with you. Bottom line is, you may not like my delivery, but it does not start with me. It starts when I get it. And I oftentimes say, look, rein it back in, do such and so forth. I am not going to allow someone to be rude to me, dismissive to me, and just take it and say, well, let me coax you down, especially if I'm not getting quote unquote paid from this person. If they want my bedside manner, they can book a session. Basically, you're the tone police, ma'am.
well, so if the person was to book a session and pay for it and then give you the same attitude, you
That's
would
none of your
talk
business.
to
That's none of
them
your
not
business.
nice.
What I do in a private session is not your business, ma'am. You're the tone
Well, no, I
police.
was just asking.
No,
a
no.
question.
And what you see here is what happens there. I'm a coach where I am. But let me ask you, ma'am, the people I'm talking to, typically black people, black women in particular, how many black women were married? What percentage of black women were married in their lifetime?
What percentage were married in their lifetime?
Will marry. What percentage of black women can expect to marry? Out of 100%, what percentage?
It's a low percentage.
How low?
Probably about 20.
26. 1 out of 4. That means 3 out of 4 will never have what you have. If we had
Correct.
a 26%, if we had a 26% chance of survival, and that means across the socioeconomic spectrum. If you had a patient that had a 26% chance of survival, are you going to go in with moderate treatment or are you going to go in with aggressive?
Aggressive treatment.
Thank you. I'd rather them survive. And I would hope as a medical professional, you could you could at least understand that, especially somebody who's in the ER. Don't come to a coach or a consultant when we're in trauma and critical condition asking me to be a tone police or people who are tone deaf. Sadly, many times that's the only way I tend to get through to some of these people, reflecting what they're giving to me so they can hear it. Do you make any allowance for that?
Somewhat.
No,
but I feel
no, you don't.
it goes
The
overboard.
answer is no, you don't. I'm just an asshole. I'm just a callous asshole that just does this because I don't like women. That's what makes sense in your world. Even all the examples I've just given you, even if I tried to make a bilateral comparison to you, you still want me to be an asshole. Just like you can't make this shit up, people. But if I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole. It gets results.
I don't think all the time it does.
It doesn't matter. Do all your patients survive?
No, not all of them.
Why is that a standard? It doesn't happen all the time. Who does? What happens all the time?
I mean,
That's not even a valid argument. It's not even a valid argument. Just say, ma'am, I don't like your tone. But you got to understand that your tone ain't always right every day either.
Correct.
All right, ma'am.
But
bottom line, you married to, okay, I'm not going to change my tone. I reflect what's given back to me. And here's the bottom line. If you really want my tone to change, Tiffany, then why don't you do this? Tell the women to come in and act better.
Women come and act better.
No. Why don't you, you go tell that to them. Because 1 out of 4 women will get married, black women will get married in their lifetime. Something's going amiss. They're not getting the outcomes.
I
And who's
mean,
talking
yes.
and who's talking to women to try to help them get anything else other than a pastor telling them everything gonna be all right, keep praying to Jesus and keep calling you the queen mother goddess, Coco Moss, Sea Moss Gold. That ain't working. Where's all the conciliatory coddling language? Where's that gotten? Where's that got our sisters?
I mean, to the point where we are right now, yes. And
Is that a good place?
The
Is that a good place?
unwed
Is that a
mother
good place?
rate is
Is that a
high.
good place?
So no,
Is
it's
that a
not.
good place? Well, on this channel, I got black women coming in and saying that I was going to leave my husband. Now I'm double down and staying with my husband because I watch your videos. I got people talking about how they are married now watching my channel. There are plenty of people who are making engagement videos, relationship videos, talking about because of listening to this, I'm a better mother, wife, sister, daughter, everything else. The woman who just called in before said the week before her mother passed, her mother apologized to her after she watched one of my harshest shows, Winter's Coming. I'll take my asshole because asshole gets shit done.
In a sense.
That's hate. No, ma'am. No. See, this is what I mean. There's no amount of truth. It's always need to be right. No, you're wrong. No amount. Just go to understand. There's no amount. They will never give it to you, black man. Facts, figures, data, statistics, results. When you aren't right in their eyes, nothing matters. So keep doing what you're doing. Because if you stop doing what you're doing, then they're going to call you weak. You're wrong, lady. Nobody's listening to you. I'll listen to valid arguments, but there's no more to go around. I'm not going to go around on a need to be right argument. A need to be right. You got to get on camera. Again, it's the old tone police. I think you just don't like women. Shit, I love women. I love women. I accept women for exactly who they are. Emotional creatures who run their logic through their emotion. If we had to compare us to animals, I'd say men are much more like canines and women are much more like felines. The tone police. Now, what we never do is we never tell women to come in and have a better tone. Janae, Ray. All right. Booyah. Hello. Oh, Lord, you back?
Hello. So this is
Hello. See, so what have we had? I don't like your tone. You're an asshole. Woman gonna personally say, I don't like you, don't know me. So, and the fact that what bothers a lot of the women who say that I hate black women, what really bothers a lot of black women is that so many black men are starting to speak their truths. How many times do you guys hear these women say, these men are quoting Kevin Samuels? No, Kevin Samuels is quoting these men. Think about how disrespectful this is. Basically, this woman just came on and basically tried to say that these men don't have any agency. They're walking out here and just mindlessly repeating what I say. That's bullshit. I'm saying the stuff that gets talked about in the barbershop, the basketball court, the gym, the golf course, the strip club. They're not quoting me, ladies. You're hearing them. And now you're hearing them in a way that you used to could just not listen to these men. Now it's everywhere. Now you're being forced to listen because you have been willfully not paying attention to these men. Yet you want them to hear you. Interesting. Then it's about the tone, the tone, the tone, the tone, the tone. Always the tone. No. I reflect what's given. And then lastly, are they taking all the good men? I really want you guys to focus in on, because that show ticked a lot of black women off, because it didn't matter how many non-black women I shut down. That one show when these women came in and said, "This is why I like dating black men, and this is how I do this, and this is why I do that," and when that one or two women actually said, because I asked, what would be some advice that you would give women to get a better outcome? I did ask that question to one. I asked her for her advice, and she said, "Be nicer." Now you're going to have a young black woman sit here and say, "That chef's to be in house." I'm sorry. There are times when you need to go. That is a sickness I think too many of us have. We need to keep it all in house, all in house. You were talking about. Remember the broadcast I did when I said that many black women, are black women even our women? You don't even want to feel like you need to smile at black men. How do you keep it in house? The house is on fire. And I just want to say, bottom line is, I think it really comes right down to it. My personal opinion is many black women don't want to be told nothing by nobody. Hearing it from a black man, it's easy to dismiss a black man because that happens all the time. But hearing it from non-black women, especially a white woman, that, hey, well, sorry. The show was the show. Hello? What happened to her? All right, she bounced. Sonia, you gotta start your camera, or you can't come on. Tanisha, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Samuels.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Why do you feel like I hate black women?
Well, I felt that way, but one of my male friends, he had introduced me to your show, I want to say maybe a couple months ago. And I initially was upset and felt like you hated women and stuff like that. And then I started listening and start watching more of your videos. And I got a better understanding of what you were saying because I started listening instead of, getting in my feelings and stuff like that. And I have been married for 15 years.
So hold on. I want to be clear. So you don't. I'm glad that your opinion has changed, but you no longer think that I hate black women.
I don't. I mean, I think as black women, we're just wanting to blame somebody, and we shouldn't do that if we just listen. Like,
okay, I want to hear you out, but I got to get to the people who have the. I only have a little bit more airtime, so I appreciate you calling in, though.
Okay, well, I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
All right, Sonia, unmute yourself. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself, Sonia. Kind of blue and green. Play a little tutu for me. Miles Davis up in this piece. Miles, go ahead and unmute yourself, Miles. Unmute yourself. The rebirth is slick.
Hello?
Bring back cool. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. And yourself?
Hi. You kind of cutting out there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How old are you?
50.
Okay. Why do you believe that I hate black women?
Um, well, I started watching months ago,
Oh, you got a
and I got
you got a bad connection.
different, you know.
You got a bad connection. You got a bad connection. You're underwater over there. So we're gonna try to unmute you and try to do this again. The rebirth the cool like Miles and shit. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hello? Let's try this again.
I'm on mute.
Okay, there you
Can you
go.
hear me?
Okay, yeah. You're 50 and
Okay.
I said, why do you believe that I hate black women?
About like I, about 3 or 4 I had like different women or different friends to tell me to watch your show and watch it. And I was
Yeah. You're borging really badly. I can't do anything with that. Your audio is just bad. I can't it's going in and out and it's digitized. So yeah. So I think what it is, guys, is what we're starting to see is I like to do these smoke shows. I got another one coming Wednesday. Oh, you're gonna love Wednesday's topic. In my personal opinion, it is an easy deflection to say that man up there speaking hates women or black women because that makes it easier for them to tune you out and turn you off. But they've only said that because something I said pierced them. Something I said pierced them or touched them or poked them in an area where they don't like it. So instead of doing what many women have done and sit there and say, you know what? I may not like what he said or how he said it. It is, however, accurate and or true. See, that's adult. Adults understand you understand facts over feelings. Sadly, in this country and far too often in our culture, we think we can dismiss facts based upon how we feel about something. And like I was trying to tell the nurse, when you have a community, the dollar circulates 6 hours, when we're not making families and we're not getting married, you don't have time to sit around and coddle because that's been done too much. You've been told, think like a man, act like a woman. You've been told, waiting to exhale and color purple, and you the goddess, and you the queen, and this and that. And the funny thing is, even the people who've told you this stuff are now seeing that it ain't working. When you got women saying nothing except go get therapy, and then women savager starting to realize, yeah, we thought it was him. It's me too. This is about outcomes, folks. About outcomes. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. All these deflections. And just think about the words we hear far too often in today's in 2020 plus America. I want to outlaw the word toxic. I want to outlaw the word bash. These words, toxic and bash, are overused. They're just filler words now. They don't mean anything. Toxic, bash, basically anything that I don't like. Um, Anything that I don't like is toxic or bashing. Nope. All right, we're gonna keep trying. I got a little bit more time because I want to get. When I do these smoke shows, I try to give a free vetting. Plus, being on the East Coast, this show starts at 7 o'clock on Pacific. So now it's right about 9 o'clock. Yeah, you're a guy, so I don't know what you're talking about.